But what exactly was in that burning pile where the World Trade Center once stood? According to final studies later published by the EPA and other government agencies, a devastating toxic soup containing more than 2,500 contaminants.
You see 210-story buildings collapse and nothing's more than small little pieces. Where did the asbestos go? Where did all the concrete dust go? Where did all the fiberglass go? Where did all this go? And anybody could see that it went into the air.
You couldn't stop. You'd cough for like 5 minutes straight. You just couldn't stop coughing. You try to fight it back, and it would just come.
And this is the EpiPen that I carry. If I have an asthma attack and I'm not by medication, I have to jab it into my thigh so I can get some relief. I was sick immediately. I spent 3 days in Jamaica Hospital after 9/11 because I kept on having asthma attack after asthma attack.
We'd go out and with rakes and shovels and stuff and just go through all the debris looking for, body parts and different things of that sort to make identifications. The weird thing was it was very cold when we were up there. I believe it was in the middle of the winter, but the ground wasn't frozen. The ground kind of like bubbled underneath your feet, which was kind of strange to me.
That can't be healthy.
You're coughing a lot. I mean, for days after, we're coughing up blood and different things like that.
After 9/11, I developed a cough, nasal congestion, burning in my ears really bad, and I really never thought about it. I went to the doctors. I tried not to go out sick. And then I went on vacation in 2004 with my family, and I came back to my 40th birthday. And they told me I had a mass in my chest. And I'm not crying for myself. I cry for my family because I'm worried about them being without me.
We were all here 7 years ago, and the government turned their back on us. Please help us now. The federal government has still not assisted me and the thousands of other rescue workers. The federal government 2 weeks ago cut $100 million from the budgets for health care. And that is a disgrace. It's despicable that they would do that to us.
I have a much more limited lifespan because of this. And so do somewhere around 40,000 other rescue workers. But how many New Yorkers were also exposed? Where'd all that dust from the roofs go? This could be one of the greatest public health disasters in history.
Christy Todd Whitman testified in front of Congress that the air was safe. Is that why, when I had a lung test 2 weeks ago, they found black fluid in my left lung? Is that why my right lung is full of blood right now? Is that why I take 18 medications, because the air was safe?
That's my roommate. That's his medication, 26 pills a day. He's an NYPD. I call him Skittles, as a nickname,
I have nasal problems. I have the asthma. I have nerve damage. I have sciatica. I have limited use of my left side.
My name's John Field. I'm a 9/11 responder. I was there for 5.5 days, and I spent 11 weeks in the hospital after I was horribly injured. After fighting for my own basic benefits, I saw so many other people suffering, and I decided to help people just like me. Denied, neglected, turned down, shunned, laughed at, made a mockery of. Heroes, brave souls, who risked their lives without prejudice, who gave of themselves for this country in the city of New York. Over the last couple of years, I've been running the Feel Good Foundation. The Feel Good Foundation, we advocate for workman's comp and Social Security and crime victims. We do this on limited resources. None of us here get paid. My board is made mostly of 9/11 responders. And we're trying to show others while we have nothing, we can still help each other. We can create that safety net and that support system for others to follow. Isn't that a better feeling in the world than helping somebody?
John Field donated his own kidney to another 9/11 first responder who was about to die.
I thought giving a kidney was like, wow, winning lotto, but actually helping a 9/11 responder who can't put food on his table, keep a utility on, knowing that we helped them do that, isn't that a better feeling? Isn't that a better feeling making the government look bad while they just keep screwing everything up?
Okay, we're back on the Real News, and again, John Field was doing an interview with French television and was unable to make his appointment with us. We hate that. Maybe we can reschedule that sometime in the future, but they had sent us that video telling us a little bit about their plight, and again, you can go to their website. They take donations on the website, and we think it's a great cause that gets very little press, and we wanted to make the public aware of it, and so we're going to have a little extra time today to go to the phones, and that's great because that's what this broadcast is about, so we can include you, the listener, and your opinions on the current events and the politics of today. And I want to start with what we witnessed yesterday in the gas prices, and I urge anyone that has an opinion on this to feel free and call in. So I want to go into the gas price situation. Before the storm even made land, gas starts skyrocketing. In just 2 hours, gas went from $3.66 to $4.10 on Highway 21. And I hope that 9/10 a gallon isn't fooling anyone anymore. Isn't that 9/10 about the stupidest thing you've ever seen? But anyway, prices changing drastically because of a storm in Texas, a Category 2 hurricane. You know, growing up, I don't remember storms states away drastically affecting our gas prices, or even affecting them at all, much less in advance of a storm. No, I think there's something else afoot here. I think we're being flim-flammed. I think we're being hoodwinked. I think we're being conned. I think we're being gypped. I think they're trying to pull the wool over our eyes. The fact is, those in control are manipulating the prices, gouging the public for their filthy lucre, getting rich while destroying the middle class, condition us to accept as normal great fluctuations in gas prices. We witnessed this very summer oil go to $147 a barrel, and gas was what, a little over $4, I think maybe about $4.05 or so. Then earlier this week, it dropped to $101 a barrel. Now that's about a 32% price reduction. But we were still paying $3.66 a gallon here on Highway 21. That's less than a 10% drop to us, the peasants. This whole high-priced gas is to blame on our incompetent, corrupt politicians, Democrats and Republicans alike, incapable, obviously, of leading this country with any facsimile of foresight, common sense, or economic intelligence. While we poke our nose in everyone's business around the world and dole out the foreign aid by the countless billions, here at home our citizenry struggles as our economy continues to weaken. And as the world recognizes the fact that our dollar is slowly crawling over to join other mere paper products such as paper towels or Charmin, our economic roller coaster brought to us by the Federal Reserve, the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, and a whole host of money manipulators will continue. Let's remember that the oil companies have reported record high profits. That's record high profits. Let's keep that in mind. Also, how does gas already at the stations in the tanks go up 50 cents in less than 1 day? Doesn't this obviously mean they plan to sell it at the $3.66 it was, and since they could use the storm to justify a huge increase, they just profited an extra 50 cents per gallon? Gas supplies already at the station prior to the storm even reaching land. We, the public, are being played like a violin, buying into this indoctrination to accept as normal huge price fluctuations. The oil companies and the banking systems are robber barons, and our politicians apparently are in their pocket.